We're at a moment in which some of the best and largest flows of educational data are being produced by proprietary firms, and those firms have a lot of control and investment over how those data are organized and shared with the rest of the world. This has literally never happened before in modern history on the scale that it's happening now, and it's raising whole new questions for educational researchers and governments all over the world. Well, it's been overlooked largely by academics and research universities because they've been very much insulated from a lot of the transformations that are taking place in higher education at the moment. In my own country, the United States, there's been a great deal of organizational fertility and experimentation, but it's been happening in the vast reaches of the higher education sector, and in literally the last places that have been changing in light of the digital revolution are the elite research universities that are now so active: Stanford, Harvard, MIT, the University of Michigan. But for years, we'd been able to live in our ivory towers, But for years, we've been able to live in our well-funded, tenure-protected research universities, largely independently of the business landscape of higher education, which is where a great deal of the innovation has been happening. We're in the midst of an epical shift from a curriculum and faculty-oriented higher education to a student-oriented higher education. Up until this moment in history, the presumption was that academic faculty and their curriculum were where the knowledge was, and students were expected to organize their lives in order to get close to that material. But now the material is coming to them, and the emphasis is on how individuals accumulate knowledge and educational credentials over a longer period of time and from a great deal more providers than we ever imagined before. So it's a good time to be a learner. I'm not so sure it's a good time to be a faculty member in the conventional sense. The landscape of higher education is expanding very rapidly, and there's going to be a great deal of opportunity for academics who are flexible and nimble enough to take advantage of the new opportunities. There's a great deal of educational opportunity in our societies at this moment, but there's also a great deal of competition. People are going to be expected to demonstrate their capacities to more audiences over a longer period of their lives. In a sense, we've got a speed up in the competitive culture that I tried to write about in my work on college admissions, in which what is expected from young people in order to develop a successful resume or portfolio just keeps growing. The stakes keep getting higher for learners. So I think we need to be sober about the fact that at the same time that we're creating many new opportunities for learning, we're also asking young people to demonstrate their accomplishments more and more often than ever before. Without question, the dramatically reduced cost of data storage and distribution. We are at a moment in the history of technology in which we can aggregate, disseminate, collate, reorganize data in an almost costless way. The dramatically reduced cost of data storage and distribution is the big technological change of the last 20 years. By virtue of the fact that we can store and manage and distribute huge amounts of information almost costlessly, makes a great deal of things possible that weren't imaginable 20 years ago.